committee is conducting this inquiry into the 2024-25 budget estimates.
Will the government consider debt to be stabilised when it reaches 25% of GSP? Is that the general approach?
I think under our projections, Mr McGowan, we see debt as hitting 25.2% at the second last year of the forward estimates, 25.2% of GSP, the size of the Victorian economy. Put that into context, the Victorian economy is currently about $600 billion. By the end of the forward estimates, 27-28, it's likely to be $3 trillion, so $750 billion.
Given the Commonwealth budget on Tuesday night for the second year running provided no new money for the suburban rail loop, what does that impact? How does that impact your costings?
The federal government have already provided $2.2 billion to the suburban rail loop. And if I can provide the committee with a reference that the now Prime Minister made at the time of making that commitment, he said, "I can't think of a more exciting infrastructure project in the entire nation." And that's why federal Labor will contribute an initial contribution of $2.2 billion to this project.
Minister, are you able to talk about that more broadly across the state, how we're meeting enrolment demand in our growth suburbs?
This government is committed to ensuring that every local community has access to a great school. This budget is continuing that transformation of our schools with an investment of $1.9 billion for school infrastructure. This budget is delivering on our 2019 commitment to open 100 new schools by 2026, and we're also planning for the years beyond that.
Why are we reducing the number of places where people can sleep, Minister?
We're not. One of the things we know is that demand for housing and the demographic change that we see is geared predominantly toward addressing need. Overwhelmingly, the need that we see exists for studio 1 and 2 bedroom apartments.
Why was there not more money put into the roads maintenance program?
What we are actually doing is we're spending a total this year, this coming financial year, of $964 million, because that is both the output and the asset. And you've got to...
How much of that is for floods recovery, Minister?
As I mentioned in my presentation, there is, following the latest floods, there was an additional $99 million.
Can you please talk to me a little bit about what has been done and how the government is going to ensure that the timely and efficient administration of justice?
But I've got some figures here which just sort of show the enormity of what we have been dealing with. There was an obvious backlog of matters. It peaked at 159,955 across all courts and VCAT in January 2023. Obviously, that was something that we had to respond to, and it was the government investment of $300 million in the 2022-23 budget that was responding to that demand, and that included $41 million specifically to equip courts to work through case backlogs.